This box is halfway full of a new custom bait, so in today's video we shoot 3 colors to fill it up the rest of the way. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to SDG. Is there anything better than new mold day? I mean, if you shoot soft plastics, is there anything better than new mold day? I don't know that there is. Not only a new mold, but the custom tail mold that goes along with it. Oh yes. So what am I talking about? I am talking about the new 4.6 Epic Neko Crawler. Oh baby. Such a good bait at 4.5 inches. It's so versatile, you can use it in 1,000 different ways. And this is the 14 cavity tail mold that goes along with. The beauty of the system, you shoot this once and you've got enough to shoot this twice, 7 cavity and 14. Super cool. So I've been playing around with this quite a bit and loving it. I've been on this kick lately, really exploring flake only details in my baits, and I think that extra tail, how you shoot it separate, is a perfect candidate for that. So in the box, and we'll talk about this more here in a minute, I got 3 in here with some special flake only tails. Here's the first one, kind of a classic black and blue, but then you get this violet blue all flake tail. Pretty awesome. And we've got a nice translucent purple with a chartreuse all flake tail. You tell me some walleye wouldn't be all over this? Purple chartreuse, that's classic walleye stuff. 4.6 inches. And then this one, check that out. That is a clear smoke pearl with a copper and silver, almost turned out to be like a champagne all flake tail. It's got a little blue flake through it. This one would dominate in clear water. These 3 are already in the box. We are going to shoot 3 more combos today, and then this entire box, 7 of each color, I'll put up on the website, and if somebody here wants to snag that, they can do so. What I thought we would do, you'll see the colors as we go, I'm not going to go through that now, but what I thought we'd do is we would shoot all of the tails first, so those are ready to go, and then we'll build our body colors and match those up with the tails. The first one is going to be an all purple tail, so let's get started on that. All right, I've got about a 1/4 cup of BaitPlastics 242 all warmed up, ready to go. First up is 0.08 extra small purple. It's so fine, it's almost like powder. So that's a 1/4 teaspoon right there. I do like a little bit of depth, so I'm going to go 1 level higher with some 015 at 1/8 of a teaspoon. Just to get a little bit of texture. 2 different sizes in there. There it is. Beautiful. All right, we're warmed up. Got my 4 ounce, this little 4 ounce into injector. Obviously it's not a very big mold, just a 1/4 of a cup, so it's perfect for this application. All right, let's crack her open, see what they look like. Oof, those look pretty. Very cool. Pretty translucent. And they all shot just right. You know what? I changed my mind. I want these a little bit more saturated. So I'm going to melt these down and double up on the 0.008. I think that's going to give us just what we need. All right, let's see what the remelt looks like. Again, this is another 1/4 teaspoon of the really small flake. Yeah, I like that. Still translucent, but noticeably more saturated. So I think that's the ticket right there. So we will use that level of 0.008 on our other two as well. Actually, one of them is only going to take 15, so we'll have to play that one by ear. All right, for this next tail, I'm excited to use this. I've had it on the channel one other time, but it's rainbow. So it's a silver base with lots of different colors going on inside. 0.008, again, that extra small from Barlow's. So we will use a half a teaspoon, so 2 of these quarters, to try to get that same level of saturation. We won't be adding another to it this time, so let's just throw in another, I don't know, half-ish. So this one could be really dynamite. Kind of has a holographic type feel to it, but more than that. So I don't know, I think it's pretty cool. I like that saturation. So once again, it's setting up on me. I will heat this up and then we'll get it shot. And here we go, rainbow all flake tail. Ooh, interesting. I wasn't really counting on the green. Is it just me? Yeah. Or does the green really show up? That green flake kind of takes over a little bit. Not in a bad way. Definitely saturated. Not a whole lot of translucency there, but that's okay. I know what color I'm going to pair this with, so while I didn't know the green was going to be that strong in it, I think it might work out. So we're about ready for the last tail, and my original plan was this 015 chartreuse. It's got that goldish tint to it. I think it's going to look really nice with the other color that I have in mind, but as is normally the case, at least in my head, I have a last minute alteration. It was only going to be this. This was going to be the whole thing, but I really think just a touch of 008 red will do nicely. So we're going to do that too. Let's start though with our chartreuse. This is larger flake. It's going to be harder for it to saturate. So we're going to go with a half and see where 2 of those quarters, right? See where that gets us. We may need to go a little thicker. May need to have a little bit more flake in there. We'll have to see. Let me get the red in before we make that call. I've only got a 1/16 of a teaspoon, and I think we're going to do a half of that. I mean, just a dash, less than a half. I poured some back in. Just a little red. Well, maybe did it all end up on my spoon? It's in there, but it's not. So we needed a little bit more obvious than that. Let's go with another half. That would be a full 1/16 to this quarter cup. Yeah, there we go. I see it pop out every now and then. So, as is our tradition, let me warm this up and we'll get it shot. Let's see it. Ooh, man. I love chartreuse. How's the saying go? If it ain't chartreuse, it ain't no use. And that red is just right. It's just a little highlight. So we have our tails. Now on to the body. Let's do, let's actually use that rainbow first. I have in mind a new color for me, although it's pretty popular, Lureworks Baby Bass. All right, I got about 3/4 of a cup here. See where the Plastisol is. So we're gonna go with 8 drops. It's not quite a full cup, so don't want to overdo it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't want to oversaturate it. I don't know really anything about this pigment and how saturated it can get with number of drops. See that? I mean, that's almost, I wouldn't go any more than that. As I put the knife down in, you really can't see it. I find looking at it on here a little difficult because it's going to be thin on the butter spreader or the cheese spreader, which is what that is, but it's my stirrer. It's always going to look thinner as I pull it up out of the Plastisol, but if as I stick it down into the Plastisol, if I can see it about, you know, 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, and then it disappears, then I know I've got a pretty decent base. And this one is already there with just 8 drops. I don't know, we may have oversaturated it already, I don't know, but we're gonna roll with it. So 8 drops of baby bass. When I think baby bass, I think green, and I think gold. So just a hint of gold. This is a 1/16 of a teaspoon of gold, just to give it a little bit of shimmer. And then we need some texture as well, so I've got some 35 or 40, either one, black. This is medium black. I got a 1/4 teaspoon of that. So now let's see how that mixes up. Oh yeah, I'm liking that. That's nice. I want to show you what the mold looks like with the tails in. So pop this in the microwave real quick. Keep it warm, and let me show you the tail mold. Or not the tail mold, but the tails in the full mold. See how it lays in there, right? And each one of those has a little nub as it comes off of the runner. See that? That little nub on the end? That's on every one of them by design. It helps to grab that Plastisol as it comes down through and surrounds that little nub, so you get a nice secure bond. We're ready to go. 8 ounce into single injector, all clamped up. Let's make some Neko Crawlers. We are ready to see our first full creations. Let's check it out. Baby bass with a rainbow tail. Ooh yeah. Golly, I love this mold. And look at that, it did end up a little bit more translucent than what we were seeing in the cup, which is bonus. Awesome. Look at that. Of course, with baby bass or bass in general, you got that silver aspect to them with their scales, so that's why I chose rainbow. And if you recall, that green hint was coming through on the rainbow more than expected, but I knew we were going to be using baby bass, so I think it kind of all came together. For this next one, you guys have seen me use lava craw. It's a Barlow's tackle color shift, but what you don't know is they also have a lava craw green and a lava craw blue. So it's that same thing with just those 2 different hints. So today we are going to use lava craw blue as our base. I'm going to use a 1/4 teaspoon of this in maybe just a little bit less. Usually it's a 1/4 teaspoon per cup. I have found works really well, but again, we're dealing with 3/4 of a cup of Plastisol here. So we'll try that out first and see if we need to add some more. It would help if I don't spit it all up onto the side of the cup. Jeez Louise. That's looking really nice. You can see that lava craw red and orange in there, some yellows, and obviously that blue tint. Ooh, yeah. This one, I'm going to go to a 1/4 teaspoon of large black. This is an 1/8, so I'll do 2 of these. This is my normal black, right? 1/4 teaspoon, usually to a cup, but that's all right, of the large, and then half of that, an 1/8 of the 1/5. So that's gonna look good. This lava craw looks so good on its own, that may be all we need. Yeah, kind of gets it that molten look with those big black flakes in there. That is cool. And here we go. Ugh. yeah. Boy, you can really see the blue, right? Lava craw blue, which I think works with chartreuse as well. There's the shifty. Reds, orange. Look at that orange and yellow down here. Ooh-wee. Love the tails. That little red kind of picks up the red in the rest of the bait. That's what I was saying. It looks almost molten, right? The lava. Look at that. That's cool. Molten lava. With a hint of blue and a flake, a chartreuse flake tail. Yeah, those will work. I think we've got 2 winners. Now on to the last one. All cards on the table. I'm a little nervous about this next one. Okay, so the last color I have in mind, at least the pigment, our Plastisol's ready out of the microwave. It's one that I have not used before, so I don't really know what to expect, and that is root beer. Seen pictures online, but you know, how good are those? So we're going to start out once again with 8 drops. That seemed to work well with baby bass and some others. So we'll start there, and I've got a flake in mind. This is going to go with the purple tail. If it turns out to be what I think it is, kind of reminds me of Copper Monkey, and that looked really good with purple. So we shall see. 8 drops. Let's get started. Okay, yeah, kind of a brown, but an orangey brown. Definitely not a hard brown like the brown oxide that we just used last week for those rather tasty craws, if I don't say so myself. But yeah, I think that's pretty translucent, but that's okay. Even with that extra flake, those purple tails still had some translucency to them, so we're gonna go with that. 8 drops, roll with it. Same black, right? So a little less than a quarter teaspoon of large, and then a little less than 1/8 of a teaspoon of 15 small. And then yeah, I've got medium purple, and I've only got a 1/16 of a teaspoon. So just enough for a little bit of a highlight. I do like the larger flake in the purple, and because it's larger, it'll be more spread out, especially at only a 1/16 of a teaspoon. Hoping that all this somehow comes together. The final reveal. The other 2 have worked out quite well. I'm really hoping that this one looks as cool as I think it might. So let's check it out. Oh, crap, yes. Yeah, that worked. Holy cow. Man, the purple tails with that purple flake. Yes. Golly, and the black for texture and that splotchy look with the big and the little. Oh, it looks so good. Way better than I expected. I just didn't know, and these turned out fan-freaking-tastic. Let me grab them all so we can kind of have an all-in-the-family shot, and then we'll wrap this thing up. All right, there you go. Here's what we made today. We'll look at that baby bass again with the gold and that rainbow tail. Of course, the one we just shot, which turned out fantastic. And our color shift lava craw blue with that chartreuse tail. Here's the box. So we'll put these in their home. This guy goes here, it goes there. How about that for a shaky head, Ned rig, drop shot, Carolina rig, split shot rig, whatever you want to do. You guys are probably wondering what this thing looks like underwater, right? So I don't want to put any holes in these, so they are going to be fresh to whoever picks them up. But I'll grab one out of my box and put it in the test tank over here on a shaky head so you guys can see what it looks like underwater, see the action, and then, yeah, then we'll sign off for this video. Alright guys, well there you go. It looks awesome underwater. Hope you like my little rendition of green pumpkin pearl. It's kind of got that monkey milk deal going on underneath. That is a confidence color for me for sure. You saw the action underwater. It looks awesome. I've already caught multiple fish on this bait. I stinking love it. And I hope that you stinking loved this video. If you'd like to see some more lure building videos just like it, then click right here. If you're curious about the name SDG, then click right here. Otherwise, until the next time, I'll see you guys in the shop.